This is a general relationship reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, because we're talking about relationships. This can apply to any kind of relationship, okay? It can be a family relationship, it can be a work relationship, it can be a friendship, it could be a romantic relationship. So we'll see what we tap into for you, Pisces, okay? I did pull 3 cards before I started the video to get an overall understanding of the dynamic of the relationship, and then we'll pull more cards together. And the other thing that you should know is that I'm using the Lover's Path Tarot to do the base of the reading. And there are only 26 reversals in this deck, okay? So as I was thinking about you, Pisces, I randomly selected 26 cards, and those are the cards that will give us an indicator. Those were the ones that I reversed in the deck, and those are the ones that will give us an indication, if we see them, where there might be blockages or challenges in your relationship, all right? So let's take a look at the ones. I like to shuffle cards when I talk, so I think better that way. But I did want to start to show you, what I got right away. So this was the energy that you came out in. This is the Princess of Pentacles, or the Princess of Coins. In this case, it's the same as the Page of Pentacles. And I will do a little bit of interpretation now, and then we'll definitely dig into some details when we get some clarifiers. But with the Page of Pentacles, I believe that you are looking to start something new, was the thought that I got when I saw this. And so we're talking about a relationship. So maybe you're ready either for a fresh start with this person, whoever this person is that you have in mind, or you're ready to start with a whole new different person. So we'll see where the reading takes us, but that was kind of what I got here, which is you're really looking for like a fresh start, and we'll see what fresh start we dig into here. The energy of the person that you have in mind came through as temptation in this deck. This is the Devil card. So in this deck, these 2 lovers did some things that they shouldn't have done, and they were forever kind of banished to live their lives flying around together. So the person that you're thinking of, right? So this is them, whoever them is for you. They are in some kind of energy of feeling stuck, either by obligations, by something they did that they can't take back. These people are forever kind of stuck in limbo. So perhaps something happened or transpired between you where this person feels like there's no turning back. There's no way for me to kind of fix what went wrong. That's a possibility with this card. Always when I see the Devil, I have to kind of say it. Your person may have been or may be dealing with some kind of addiction of some variety. It doesn't have to be chemical. There are other types of addiction. So there's always that. Like they're in some kind of stuck energy. All right. And the overall energy that the relationship came out with is judgment. And so what I got when I saw this card for your overall relationship was that my guess is that you all have been through the ringer a couple, 2-3 times, and there have been some hard choices that needed to be made, and that at the end, neither of you felt satisfied, is kind of what I'm getting with this. So there was a lot of kind of hard stuff that went down, and ultimately a decision was made, and I think I almost kind of feel like it was a lose-lose, but then I'm also getting that one party lost more than the other, if that makes sense. So those were the 3 cards that I pulled and kind of flipped up and started to think about before I started the video. I did pull another 3 cards to look at a couple different, or 3 different aspects of the relationship. And after we talk about those, we'll get some clarification with another deck, okay? So I pulled a card to represent what the obstacle or challenge is for this relationship. And we got Grace in reverse. In this deck, this is the Star card. So the obstacle or challenge for this relationship appears to be that one or both of you have lost some kind of hope in the relationship, that you feel like there's nothing left to shoot for, there's nothing left to, I don't know, I'm kind of getting like there's nothing left, you know, and it's kind of sad, you know, the star upside down, that's so sad, you know, because all those hopes and aspirations and all the beautiful stuff, you know, that we think about when we see the star, you know, like we're aiming for our true heart's desire, and it came up like this. So, and we'll get clarification, but, you know, clearly the block, there's some kind of, you know, there's definitely confirmation that there's some kind of blockage or challenge with this particular relationship. It came up in that blockage or challenge position. And I think it has to do with, I think you guys have just lost, what's the word? I'm going to say hope. I think it just came down to, there was nothing more to be done. Almost kind of irreconcilable differences type of deal. So we'll see what else we get with that one. And then from what you want from the relationship. So this is you. This was a representation of you. What you want from the relationship. This is the King of Swords in reverse. So I think, so for me, if this is your energy and what you want from the relationship, you, I'm getting that you don't want to hear BS anymore. You don't want to hear excuses anymore. You're ready to just kind of like be done and move on. You're tired of having to think about, what does this mean when they say this? Or what does this mean that they haven't called me? Or what does this mean when, you know, such and such happens, or when they say or do this type of thing? I'm getting that with this, which is like, you know, overactive mind because of somebody else's stuff, you know, like your mind is like, so you're over it, you know, it's like you're so over it. You're over it. So we'll see. Again, we'll get clarification, but these are just kind of like my initial hits. And then what they want from the relationship. This is really sad, Pisces. So they came through as the 8 of Swords. So you both came through with sword energy for what you want. You know, the swords are tough. These are tough energies to deal with. And when we're talking about the 8 of Swords, we are talking about somebody who maybe had too many options, maybe indulged too much, and kind of didn't fully think through what they were doing or choosing when they were choosing to do the things that they chose to do. And boy, do they regret it now. You know, this is kind of like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. I don't know if I can get out of this. I'm getting like I really effed up, and, you know, and just that feeling of like, I don't know what to do. Like I feel totally stuck because I really screwed up type of thing. It's sad, Pisces. I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to get clarification on this, on a few of these pieces. I'm going to be using Tarot of the Hidden Realm to get clarification. There is no reversals in this deck. I'm not using reversals in this deck. So I think the first thing I would like to do is get a little bit of clarification on the overall energy that came through for the relationship. So that was the Judgment card. So let's get some additional information and clarification on the energy of the current relationship for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and rising signs, and Venus. Can't forget about Venus when we're talking about relationships, right? So Pisces, Sun, Moon, rising, and Venus. Clarification for the Judgment card, please. And I'll show these to you in a second. So the Three of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Six of Cups. Yeah. Oh, Pisces. This is tough. So let's talk about these two first. The Three of Cups and the Six of Wands. From this, I'm really feeling like someone in the relationship was putting themselves out there. I'm getting flirting. You know, it could be, you know, there's a spectrum here. So, you know, it could go as far as cheating, to just like making themselves too busy socially and not putting in enough time, right? So that's kind of like one end of the spectrum would be like, I'm too busy socially, I'm too busy going out with my friends and doing my other obligations, and I'm not spending as much time on the relationship as I could because I'm doing other things. And then the other end of the spectrum could be, you know, full out cheating and, you know, being disloyal and that kind of thing. So then we couple that with this, which is the Six of Cups, and I can't help it. If you stick with my channel long enough, you'll start to see, for me, the Six of Cups is very often signals to me that this relationship was karmic for you in some way. So that could be twin flame, it could be soulmate, you know, whatever label you want to put on it. But the umbrella for me is karmic, and I've gone through this. These are painful. These are painful situations, and so yeah. So this is judgment that happened. I'm guessing, right? Because this was the overall underlying energy that we got for this. Maybe some shit came out, right? So one end of the spectrum, maybe you finally kind of got tired of being left on the back burner, and you know, kind of spoke your mind and you spoke your piece about it, and it ended up maybe a rift happened between you two because you spoke up and maybe they didn't like it. The other end of the spectrum is you found out about some kind of cheating or betrayal, and when that was brought to light and discussed, that was like a hard, I'm not dealing with this BS type of energy, right? So that's what I'm getting for clarification for the relationship, okay? I want to dig into their energy. I want to dig into this kind of devil energy that they came in. So this is their current energy in this relationship. And so let me tap into that. So let's get clarification for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for this Temptation Devil card related to the person they're thinking about. What is this Devil card? What is this about? All right, so we have, can't make this shit up, guys. In this deck, the Devil's called Shadow Dance, okay? The Queen of Pentacles. I'm sorry, I'm breathing heavy because this is tough, Pisces. This is tough energy. And the Nine of Cups. Okay. So let's look at this. All right, so clearly, you know, Spirit is giving us a confirmation on the devil energy. So temptations, you know, again, going back to the spectrum we just talked about, right? So the devil are our material obligations, right? So the one under the spectrum that we talked about was, I have too many obligations, too many things going on, I'm spread too thin, and that was keeping them from focusing on the relationship. The other end of that spectrum, the least nice end of that spectrum, if they were cheating, you know, there's giving into temptation, lust, that kind of thing. And then for some of you, there may also be tied in, especially since we got the devil twice, there may be some kind of addiction issue, porn, you know, obviously drinking, drugs, gambling, whatever addiction, you know, any kind of addiction can apply here. So yeah, it's tough. And so their current energy, I think it's too late though. You know, this is kind of sad because they're still in this devil energy, obviously, you know, but I feel like they're trying, you know, they're actually trying to like get their life together and to offer you some, like to get good with themselves is what I'm getting first and foremost. But then with this cup, you know, like when I saw that cup, I thought, they may still be trying to like reconcile with you is kind of what I'm getting with this. You may have heard from them either in writing or, you know, like an email, text, or maybe they called you to try to talk to you about the relationship. But I think they're trying at least is what I'm getting, right? You know, they're still here. They're still in this devil energy. And I'm sorry about the glare on the cards. It's annoying me. But I feel like they're trying. They may not know how to, this is tough energy to get out of, right? They may not know how to get out of this, but I feel like they're at least trying, you know? Let's get a little bit more for that. Get some more clarification for the person that Pisces is thinking about in this relationship. Get some more clarification on their current energy, please. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. For this person that they're thinking about, what their current energy is. Can't make this shit up, guys. This is judgment. The Emperor. They're really feeling this, Pisces. Whatever went down between you two, whatever this was, whatever kind of relationship this was, whether it was work or friendship or personal, whatever, this was definitely like a big ass karmic lesson for them. It was a karmic relationship for both of you. You both needed to learn something from this, but they're feeling it. I'm willing to bet they're feeling it more than you. And I think they've always been used to being kind of their own boss and doing whatever the F they wanted and not worrying about the repercussions. But that's not going to be the case. Not with you and not after this. This may change them. Whatever this happened between you two, whatever circumstance went down between you two, I'm willing to bet that it's going to really change the way that they deal with their relationships going forward. So this person that you're thinking about, Pisces, is definitely going through some kind of, you know, kind of come to Jesus reckoning with themselves. So they may not know exactly how to get out of this devil energy that they're in, because it's pretty strong since it came up twice. But I feel like they're trying to work on it, and they're feeling the repercussions of whatever went down between you two. I'm getting that pretty strongly, okay? What else? Should we look at, I'm trying to decide what to look at. I'm gonna look at you. Let's look at you. So what you want from the relationship, you came up as the King of Swords effectively in reverse. So let's take a little look at that. So for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, let's get some clarification. So a couple cards flipped out. I'm going to put them back in the deck, but I just want to show them to you because I think they're relevant here. If they come back out, it'll be confirmation. But we got the wheel, basically the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. And this came out while I was thinking about clarifying what you want from the relationship. So I think once upon a time, you wanted you wanted this to be like, you wanted this person to be the one. And now so you've realized the wheel is also a karmic type, can be viewed as a karmic type of card too, right? So like, it's like, I met this person, it didn't work out, and now, the wheel has turned, and it's, it's kind of time to move on to somebody new. So we're not going to keep these, but they did pop out in a way that, and they're very relevant to what we're talking about. So I did want to at least address that in the event that it was meaningful for some of you. So let's get some clarification on this King of Arrows in reverse, please, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's clarification on this King of Arrows. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. Well, I like this, Pisces. So this is your energy. I think that when you made the decision, so, when all the stuff went down, whatever went down between you guys, when you made the decision, my hair looks crazy right now. What is going on with that? When you made the decision, I think you made it pretty fast, is what I'm getting from this. Like or it happened pretty fast, right? So even if the story obviously could be flipped, but for the purposes of keeping my brain straight, this is your energy, and so either this happened very quickly and unexpectedly, or you made a very quick decision when you found out the things that you found out, or you just finally reached your breaking point and said enough is enough. I think you made the choice very quickly when you got fed up, and once you got fed up, like that was it. You were done. You didn't stay fed up for very long, is what I'm getting. And right now, you're much more focused on positioning yourself to be much more stable, to be in a much more stable relationship. That's what you're focused on right now. What you want from the relationship, so this could be what you originally wanted from it, which was to be much more stable. The Ace of Cups, really sweet, to find your playmate and to find your soulmate, so to speak, right? To find somebody that you can enjoy. Like, otters are very fun, loving creatures, right? They dive underwater, they play, they're curious, all this kind of stuff. So this might have been what you had originally had intended for the relationship. But I think that the energy now is shifted, right? I mean, clearly something has shifted, right? So I think the energy that you're in now and what you want from the relationship is to position yourself to be able to receive something that you know that you're worthy of. Right? Because this person probably was not giving you or treating you properly. And so now you're putting yourself in a position where you want your heart to be free and clear and open to be able to receive like a stable, loving type of relationship, is what I'm getting with this. Which is really good, I'm not getting resent, like I'm not getting like you're resentful. or vindictive. I'm not getting that type of energy. I think you're just kind of like, you're done and you're ready to move on. Like you're ready for something new. The challenge, I think, is that I don't know that this other person is ready. Or even if they don't have a choice, you know, so if it's like a work thing, you know, they may not have a choice with what happened, but I can tell you that they're definitely carrying some baggage about this, for sure. Okay. I think I'm trying to decide which other thing I want to look at. So we're 25 minutes in. Let's look at one more thing, and then we'll pull an animal spirit oracle, or we'll pull a couple. We'll see how many we get inspired to pull. But let's take a look at the star in reverse for the obstacle or the challenge. So what was the challenge in the relationship? So let's just take a quick look at that in the event. You know, I'm sure that you know what the challenge or obstacle was, but let's see if the cards give us any kind of either validation for you or maybe something that you didn't quite think about. So for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what can we tell them? And Venus, can't forget about Venus. What can we tell them about this star in reverse related to this relationship, please? All right, so we have the Sun, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Wow. Very fiery, right? So like the star, you know, the star is a very, well, you know, technically it's Aquarius, right? And we did get, so maybe you're dealing with an Aquarius, or maybe you have Aquarius in your chart, Pisces, or something, because like there is technically some strong Pisces in here now that I'm looking at this. Anyway, fire. You know, I see all this red here, and then I think of a star as fire, even though this is technically aligned to an air sign, which is Aquarius. But, you know, we have this truth coupled with the sun, with this clarity, and the strength and the fortitude of the Queen of Wands. So the challenge in this relationship, I don't think you guys were compatible. And oftentimes we, you know, that's what I'm getting from here. I'm getting like conflicting energies. Like air and fire elementally are compatible, but there was something about this dynamic that maybe you guys, you know, sometimes we meet people and we, you know, we fall in love very quickly. And we think, oh my God, like this is the one, this is the person. And then kind of reality settles in and, you know, personality quirks start to come out. And we start to realize that we don't communicate properly. We have different desires. We have different wants. We have different needs. We think about things differently. We have a different worldview. That's what I'm getting from this. That when it came down to it, the reason that you guys are in this star in reverse energy is because it became clear eventually that you guys weren't compatible. Again, for the reasons that we just mentioned, right? So it could be, you know, just different worldviews, maybe different needs physically, sexually, different communication styles. I'm getting all of that from these cards. All of it, any of the above. All right. And in situations like this, I don't know where you're at exactly, Pisces, but in situations like this, we can often sit for a while and think like, is there something I could have done differently? What if I would have said this differently? Or what if I would have approached this differently? So on and so forth, right? You know, I don't know. I don't know exactly what your situation is, but what I'm getting from these cards that I just pulled here is, I don't know that there's really anything either of you could have done, with the exception of this devil energy, which this person needs to figure this shit out, all right? So whoever this is, you know, whether this is you or the other person, you know, as I've been doing the reading, it's been the other person, but this needs to get figured out, because until this, if this doesn't get figured out, then that person's relationship, career, whatever the situation was for whichever person you were thinking about, you know, not going to get resolved. They need to get a handle on this. They need to get a handle on that. Okay. Well, geez, Pisces. Woo! Let's get you some animal spirit messages that you can take with you. All right. So for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what advice can we give them as they navigate this relationship? What advice? Oh, we'll take that one. It's still, I haven't seen the card yet, but we'll take it. What advice can we give Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Yeah, I think so. I think this is the energy that you're in, especially with this Eight of Wands. You know, you're just like, I'm moving on and I'm moving up, you know, and I'm not gonna block my heart from love. That's what I'm getting from this. I'm not gonna, like, you're not gonna keep me down. I'm not going to, you're not going to stop me from finding my happiness. You're not gonna stop me, you know. So yeah, be bold. All right, definitely be bold and go after what you want. So if this person wasn't giving you what you needed and wanted, and I think you're doing it anyway, right? So here's some more reinforcement for you to channel Badger spirit to keep that momentum going. And White Raven spirit, trust in the magic. And immediately what I got from this card is trust that this relationship, as painful as it very probably was, I'm getting that this was a tough one. Even though when you made the decision, you made it quickly, I think it was still tough. Trust that there was a purpose for this. And you probably have some idea of that anyway. But if you don't, especially we have several karmic cards out here. Karmic for me, as somebody who reads, there's some signals in here that this was a karmic relationship. And so trust, the magic would be trust that this relationship came into your life for a reason, and learn what you can from it, right? Learn what you can from it, forgive, let go, let your heart heal, and it will also help them heal as well. And they definitely need some help in that department, but it's not for you. I'm not telling you to heal them. It's not your responsibility. They have to heal themselves. I'm not trying to lecture you. But, you know, when we forgive ourselves, I think energetically it also helps the person heal as well, is what I'm saying. So I think we're going to leave it at that, Pisces. This was a very interesting reading, and it was pretty intense. And I hope that you found it helpful, and I hope to see you around my channel. All right, take care.